I love Mo.
Hey,
I
and
love
she
Mo.
amazing.
I can sing that song like every day.
And we do. I hate selfish people.
Oh, okay.
I do.
Okay.
I hate selfish people. Let's define what a selfish person is.
So we're gonna define what a selfish person is, but not talk
Hmm
about how we
hmm
got here. Like I'm
No, 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 we're not. I don't care. No, I don't have to. I don't have to explain how I got to this thought process. I have
fine.
ADHD. I don't have to explain that to you. I'm here.
All
You're
right, all
gonna
right,
join
all
me.
right,
First
all
of
right,
all,
all
we
right.
need to talk about there being a difference. So when I say selfish people, like I think that it is necessary for you to be selfish sometimes, right? Like
Sure.
take time for yourself. Get the massage, right? Get the
Mm-hmm.
massage. Get your hair done, get your nails did, get your toes
Mm-hmm.
done. You
As
know,
long as the subject and verb agree, like
no, it doesn't have to. I'm not going to be conformed or mandated to the King's English. I don't have to be, okay? Because this is what we're doing, right? This is
okay,
us. This is us right here.
writer Danita.
but like you can be selfish. Like you can take the time for yourself, right? Treat yourself, like
Mm-hmm.
Parks and Rec. Treat yourself, right? That's fine, okay? Let me tell
Parks
you where
and
I have
Rec
an
said,
issue.
"Treat yourself."
Treat yourself. Yes, their characters, you got to go back and watch. Fabulous show. But the characters on the show, I can't remember their names right now, but the guy and the girl that were just like legit, they would they would make like a whole day of it, the treat yourself day. Like it was my favorite thing.
All right.
Let me tell you where I have an issue with selfish people.
Okay.
If I invite you over to my house for dinner
Mm-hmm.
and I say to you, are you allergic to anything? Because I'm going to ask that question, right? You know why I'm going to ask that question? Because I
Uh,
have a baby in this house that has legit allergies to food. So you don't want to see or experience a person that's their food allergy is a result of what you have done, in
right.
your. So I ask people, are you allergic to anything? And let's say for the sake of discussion, you say, yes, Danita, I'm allergic to cheese. So that means I am going to research, I am going to watch Chef Gordon Ramsay videos. I am going to find a way to build an entire meal around your cheese allergy. Okay, I'm going to do that
Here we go. Yeah, I'm
because
listening.
I want to make sure that you do not have some sort of anaphylactic shock thing happening in my kitchen due to the fact that I did not realize that there was some sort of cheese product. And because you told me you were allergic to cheese, I'm just going to assume you are allergic to milk because what makes cheese, class? Milk. Okay? So we're
Uh,
avoiding all of it.
so you're just gonna
Okay?
make everything just straight vegan?
It's going to be vegan. Like we're going to have a vegan
They didn't
and don't
ask
get it
you
twisted.
that.
That joint is going to be the bomb. Okay. Like you're going to walk
It'll
away
be
thinking
good.
that you
Yeah.
had, it'll be amazing because I know how to cook.
Hmm.
Okay. But let me find out.
I just feel like you should have done the snap and the tongue click. The snap.
Because I
Okay.
can cook. Right.
Yeah.
Let me find out though later on after I have done a Whole Foods Sprouts run,
Hmm.
made sure that you could eat everything on my table, my kitchen table. Let me find out later on that you don't have the allergy to that food per se. You just have a preference. Not only you selfish, but you're not invited over to my house again. I don't like selfish people.
Danita,
No,
I think that's harsh.
no.
I think that's a little harsh. Because the thing about it is, so there are people that say, okay, so I'm like that person. Now, granted, I'm not going to tell somebody. I'm not going to say
Oh my
no. Seriously, I will not say, okay, I'm allergic to something that I'm not allergic to.
God. Okay.
But at restaurants, though, there are times when they'll ask you, "Are you allergic?" and you're just like, "No." But then you're just like, "Well, are you just gonna put a little bit in there just to make sure?" Like, so I might as well just tell you I'm allergic. So it depends on. what people understand an allergy is. So we get this in the hospital all the time, like all the time, where we'll say, do you have any allergies to any medications? Yes, I have an allergy to Percocet. Oh, okay, well, what does it make you do? It makes me sleepy. It makes my stomach hurt. Is that just a
Okay,
side
but one of
effect?
those could actually be a symptom of
Oh,
allergy.
so there.
Now, if
What?
they were just like, I just don't like the way it tastes, then no, you don't have an allergy to
So
it. I don't
there are
like the way
side
it feels going down. Like that's not an allergy.
so there are side effects that you can have to medications, but it doesn't
Hmm.
necessarily mean you're allergic to that type of medication. You could just have a side effect. Like, if 80% of all people that take this particular medicine have a headache, then, you just got the side effect. It doesn't necessarily mean you have an allergy. So when I think of allergies, I think of allergies like you do. Like the
Hmm.
person's going to go, I think of Hitch. Your, thank you to your field. You all showed a full out anaphylactic reaction on a
To
fabulous movie.
shellfish. Yeah.
His
So
allergies are.
so for people who have never seen Hitch, spoiler alert, but like, come on, you
Oh,
haven't
first of
seen
all,
Hitch.
you can't spoiler alert a movie that's 20 years old.
You have to sometimes for people, but like if you haven't seen Hitch, like come on. And if you're one of those people that don't like Will Smith, like come on, guys,
Come,
come on,
yeah, just watch the movie.
let's go watch Hitch, okay?
But
But
tell them
in
this.
Hitch, he's going on a date, right?
Mhm.
And they go cooking. They go to a cooking class. And in the middle of them, I think they're preparing something that has shrimp in it. And
Mhm.
as it starts, he's doing that sound. And
Wow,
then the
very good,
guy
Danita.
asked him, right? And unfortunately, because I have some
Oh
issues
yeah,
where I can make that.
yeah.
But the guy that he's cooking with, or that he's cooking with, the girl that he's interested in, and another couple, and the guy is just like, "Hey, do you have a shrimp? Or you have a shellfish allergy?" And he's like, "No, no, I don't." And then all of a sudden, everybody looks up, and his lip is like 3 times the size it was when it when it started. So of course they were rushing to the drugstore, and his face is swelling up. Now, can we just say though? Can we just talk about the fact that if that happens to you in real life, like the ER is where you need to go, not CVS.
911. So I'm. Oh my goodness! Thank you for saying. I was gonna say that. Now
Yeah,
that
no,
makes
and
sense
for comedic purposes, him
for
going
comedic
to the
purposes.
ER and then drinking the Benadryl through a straw while they were having this really amazing
As your
conversation.
throat is
That's
actively
hilarious,
closing.
right?
It was.
Right.
Yeah.
That's funny. But in real life,
In real
go
life.
straight to the ER because the ER, when you walk in looking like that, and I can attest to this, unfortunately, too many times, when you walk in the ER and your face is swollen and you're just like, I think I'm having allergic, they fast track you faster probably than they do to a person that's talking about having chest pains like that.
It's too
Once
fast.
this is in trouble, they're freaking out just as much as you are. Like that's just who the ER. This whole area right here. If this is in trouble, they take you back. So don't be like, well, I'm not gonna be waiting in the ER. No, you won't wait.
No, you won't wait. No, you won't
You
wait.
will not wait.
Don't go to the
You will
drugstore.
not wait.
But I have to commend. I mean, they made it funny. They made something that's very serious funny.
Hmm.
But it was. I love the fact that, and they treated it appropriately, even though it was in the wrong setting, with the wrong with any absence of a healthcare professional. But gave him an antihistamine.
Hmm.
It was all good. But to me, when I think of Hitch, I think that is an allergy. Okay, that is a food allergy. That is a food allergy. So if
That
somebody
is a way that a
says
food allergy can manifest itself.
it is a
Yes.
way that a food allergy can manifest, that it can be become life threatening quickly.
Yes.
Now, let's talk about my maybe we should say there's a difference between allergies, preference, and intolerance. I am intolerant to milk.
Yes.
So if somebody says, "Hey, I'm cooking dinner," then what can you not eat? Well, I don't really bang with milk in its natural form or in any creamy, like I can't do that.
Hmm.
But I
Correct.
don't necessarily mean for you to make everything vegan. Like you can cook with the milk. You can give me, frozen yogurt. Like so I think that when
So, but no, Because I'm gonna put you on blast. Because you're right. I can cook with the milk. You're still gonna have issues later. They're just gonna be milder than they would have if you just outright drank a glass straight out the udder of a cow. So, like, the best thing for you, like, who does that, right? Who does that? Mm-hmm. The best thing for you is to have a meal with the absence of dairy. Now, you just don't want to, but that's the best thing for you. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about them jokers that don't like the way peanut butter smells. So they tell people they're allergic to peanut butter to keep people from serving it. And then later on, when you see them, they're popping cashews, and you're like, don't you have a nut allergy? They're like, oh no, I just don't like the way peanut butter smells. I'm like, no, that's a punch in the face. Like, you're gonna get punched in the face. Like, you made me redo my whole meal. Let me tell you how irritated I was. So for those people that have children, especially if you go to a public school or any school, like traditional school, usually if you have a teacher that discovers that there's a kid in their room that they're coming in for the new school year has an allergy, they will send a letter home that says, hey, this is the allergy in the room. They don't tell you which kid, because you don't want to single the kid out, but this is the allergy in the room. Please make sure that if your kid brings a lunch to school, we are avoiding these things, right? They do it for my kid because she has a severe shellfish allergy. They do it for other kids, especially that have that peanut allergy. Well, spinach, but that's not smelling. That's only consumption.
Oh, yeah, right.
But the smell of the shellfish is going to take her out.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're going to experience the Hitch, the scene from Hitch. You have kids that have severe peanut allergies or nut allergies. So they're going to stop messing with your lighting. So I'm leaving it in. You have kids that have a severe nut allergies, and so they have to put that in because the smell of peanut butter. When our mom was alive and she was teaching, she had a kid like that where the smell of peanut butter is gonna, like, that's it. It shuts the room down. The ambulance is on its way. So we expect those lists every year, more so because we know that one of our daughter's allergies are going to be on that list, and we expect for other kids in the room. We get one year, y'all, this is not even a joke. One year I open the email and it's just like, these are the list of things that are not allowed in the room because of the allergies. Mm. Mustard, mayonnaise, barbecue sauce, and then shrimp and peanuts, right? Those are the 5 things. So I knew which one my daughter was, but I backed up. I was like, mustard, mayonnaise, and barbecue sauce. And I was like, that's like, so then in my head, wait, let me finish my story. So I'm sitting there and I'm just like, okay, that's weird. So then I begin, me, right, Stubbs, that we were told that we should call our fans techies because they're techs in medicine and in theater. I like it. So listen, we're gonna do it. We're gonna try it out, techies. So listen. In my head, y'all know me. I start researching because I want to understand how a kid can be allergic to mustard, mayo, right, and barbecue sauce. So of course I'm looking it up. I'm trying to figure out what's going on because again, because of the allergies that our kids have, we do send lunches to school, but I'm gonna do your sandwich up. Like, you getting like, we're vegetarian, so you're getting veggie slices with the mayo vegan and the mustard and all that. This was before the veganese because my kids aren't vegan. I am. Mm-hmm. So you're getting the mayo and everything. I mean, it's gonna right. I'm plant-based. So you're gonna get all of this stuff. And you're gonna get the lettuce and tomato. Like, I'm gonna do your sandwich up. Everybody is gonna be thinking that you're eating something from like a specialty sub place. Like, that's what they're gonna think. So I'm reading all this and I'm basically like, so I'm sending dry cheese sandwiches to school. Like, this is like, So then I start to look up and I'm just like, this doesn't make sense to me. And what happens, class, when it doesn't make sense to Danita and when it's not logical, I start asking questions. So I wrote the teacher back and I was just like, if these are the things that this kid is allergic to, whatever kid this is, Does this also mean we can't use ketchup? Because barbecue sauce is fancy ketchup. That's all it is, y'all. Now, all y'all barbecue sauce aficionados are going to be mad in the comment section, but that's all it is. It is fancy ketchup.
They have some similarities, some similar ingredients, yeah.
The base of barbecue sauce is tomatoes.
It's tomatoes.
Okay? They start the same, and then they get all dolled up. Okay? So I asked the teacher, I was just like, is ketchup also banned because of this allergy that this kid has to barbecue sauce? To which the teacher was just like, let me go check. That's an excellent question.
Of course.
Comes back later and it's just like, no, apparently ketchup is fine. I was like, then somebody's lying. Somebody's lying.
Well,
Come to find out later on in the year.
Wait.
Find out later in the year.
There's more to the story.
Yes, of course, there's always more. Come to
Okay.
find out later on in the year that the kid wasn't allergic to barbecue sauce. They just didn't like the smell of it. They didn't like the way barbecue sauce smelled. So they got their whole mama to convince a teacher through a letter that they were allergic to it because they didn't like the way it smelled.
What about mayo though and mustard? Like you can't.
Apparently they had no. The kid wasn't allergic to it. They just didn't like it. That was their way of saying that they didn't like something. And so they said they were allergic to it. And it was at that point that I was just like, no, that's selfish.
That's selfish.
And that is the issue that I have with people where they're just like, oh, no, I'm allergic to green beans. Like, no, you just don't like the way they taste. Don't get them. Just ask for another vegetable. Ask for something else. But don't tell people that you're allergic to it, because the leaps and bounds for those of us that have kids or have food allergies, the leaps and bounds we're going to go through to make sure that you can eat or survive or exist in our presence, only to find out later it's just because you don't like it.
Well, but now let me say this, because if somebody tells me that they're allergic to something, my first question is, what does it do?
See, you're a doctor though. You're a doctor though, and that's what they ask you in the emergency room. When somebody says, "Hey, I'm allergic to this medication," well, what does it make you do?
Happened?
Like that's the first question. Yes,
I think that. So you need to start doing that too before you start going out and watching Chef Ramsay and the Food Network, because you're trying to accommodate this allergy that doesn't exist. Just ask them. So like if somebody asks me, are you allergic to milk? Then I'm going to say, I don't drink milk from the udder. I don't drink milk directly from the bottle. I don't drink it in like roux and stuff like that. But if you're going to make some cornbread or some rolls with milk, please go ahead and make that there milk. And I can drink buttermilk. Don't.
Ew, that is disgusting.
It is How? Not disgusting. I don't know. Buttermilk does not. So, and I found this by accident. I went to a friend's house. Her dad makes the best Indian food. Like I would pay him to do it if he could. But they had mango lassi, and they like drink it. And I was just like, well, no, I'm just gonna die because I don't have. And I drank it, and I was just like, oh, I'm not allergic. So
there's got to be an enzyme that you're allergic to, and not necessarily the milk itself. I'm wondering because buttermilk is a whole different breed. It's milk all its own.
It's rotten milk, but just like yogurt. I can eat yogurt all day. I can eat frozen yogurt. It doesn't matter. Any other kind of milk, it takes me out. It puts me in shakes. It is the GI symptoms that I have. It's almost like an immune response, and it's worsened as I gotten older. So for me, it's easier just to say I'm allergic to milk. If I go out of town and
are like, so here's the thing, you're just like, so it's easier for me to say because you are, like you just described.
My throat doesn't
you
close
just
up, but
described actual symptoms. So here's my thing.
Symptoms.
So here's my thing, because my whole thing is like, you actually have symptoms. Now that being said, there are some people out there that are just like, they're allergic to something because they've been told they were, and they just don't know because something happened when they were a kid, and the mom was just like you're allergic to this. Right. You're allergic to penicillin. I'm allergic to sulfa drugs. So when the docs ask me like, well, what happens? I tell them straight up, I'm just like, look, I've been told all my life I'm allergic to this type of drug. I don't know what it does. Let's not find out today though. So we'll just assume. you know, whereas I've been in situations with like my daughter, she's allergic to augmentin. Thank you.
She's allergic to
I love that
augmentin.
you know my kid, but we know that because she got it one time
Right.
and broke out in hives almost
That
in
is
like
true.
immediately. But we tell her what her symptoms are. You know, we
Mhm.
know that she's allergic to spinach because we've been in the anaphylactic shock situation,
Mhm.
not realizing that that's what it was. We know she's allergic to the smell of shellfish because we were in a restaurant and it went by the table and that hammer, like, I ripped her out of her seat. I was watching it happen. So when you tell a person that is used to allergies that this is what the problem is, that's immediately where my mind goes, especially if
Right.
you are saying that it's an allergy that we recognize. Like I had one time somebody told me they're just like they're allergic to nuts.
Oh,
And
I
you
was
you
there.
were there.
That was so funny.
And this is the
That
thing
was
is
so
that to
funny.
this day, I don't even know. To this day, I don't even know if it was a legit allergy or not. She said it
Oh.
out loud, and that's all I needed.
So it was interesting because, so it was like a buffet style, obviously pre-pandemic. Everybody was getting their food, and you have to say that pre-COVID,
Right, it was a
post-COVID,
pre-pandemic buffet
intra-COVID,
style family gathering.
exactly. So there was soul food everywhere, but the
Yes.
vegetarian meat, the base of the vegetarian meat was walnuts or pecans,
Hmm.
and the macaroni and cheese.
Had cashew milk in it.
I just missed it. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't the cashew milk. It was the toppings on. How they did the little. It's
No,
how
no, no. I'm
people.
telling you, I'm telling you because I made it. The meatballs had a nut
Oh,
base,
okay, yeah,
and the macaroni had a nut
had
base.
cashew.
The vegan macaroni, right?
Oh, okay.
And what happened was is that people did not realize, because that's how good I make it. People didn't know the difference between the meal
It's all right.
macaroni and the fake macaroni. She
It looked.
liked
It was
it.
good. It was good.
It's the
It was
bomb.
good. It was
It's got the whole creamy and everything. Like a lot of people cannot tell. But if they were sitting side by side, they were labeled techies because me and Gina, whenever we are involved in some sort
We
of,
will label.
we will label the food because we know better. So they were labeled. So everything was labeled or whatever. And so I was walking through the kitchen. I think you were already in there.
Yeah, I was in the
And I had
kitchen.
watched her get her food earlier. And her plate was packed to the brim. Like it was probably one of the prettiest plates I'd ever seen. Like it
I
had
was so.
everything on there. And she
She
in
mentioned or
passing,
said something. I'm
yeah,
allergic
that
to
she was
nuts.
allergic. That she had a nut allergy, didn't she? Or she said she's allergic to nuts or
Something like
something.
that. As she is holding her plate, Benita promptly walks up to her, says no words. I don't even know if she saw Danita walking up on her. Snatches the whole plate out of the girl's hand, throws the entire plate in the trash, as if
I
the
did.
food couldn't be eaten by anybody else. Just trashes it, and the girl is just like,
And
I
I told her, I said,
don't
I was
even remember
like,
her reaction.
but here's what's funny is that I told her, so that happened, and I told her when I took it out of hand, she put it, and the look on her face was hilarious,
The
right?
look on
And
everybody's face.
well, everybody was kind of startled because I
Yes,
because I did. I was very gangster with it.
yes, you
She
were.
but the response when I looked at her, I said, the meat has nuts in it, and so does the vegan macaroni. Get the real macaroni because she didn't even realize she had the fake macaroni. I was
Right.
like, and don't eat the meatballs. But the
Mm-hmm.
look on her face was so like, and that made me wonder, do you really have a nut allergy or you just don't like nuts? Like there's a difference. And that is why I side eye people now when they tell me that they have alert, what is it for real? What is it
So
for
let me
real?
let me tell you what. So I get why that bothers you. It bothers me more if somebody has a preferred diet. Let's say
Mhm.
you vegans say
Plant based.
I am vegan, so I am going to cook for a vegan. So I said
Yeah.
this before. I did the 30-day vegan challenge. I know everything that is vegan, everything that is not vegan, including seasonings that are not vegan.
Hmm.
So I will tell people this is vegan, this is vegan, this is not vegan. And they'll be looking at it and they're just like, they're green beans. I'm like, but they are seasoned with McKay's chicken seasoning, non vegan, and they will get anywhere. I think the worst was we had a dinner. what was it, a dinner or a lunch or something, and this person said they were vegan, and I came around the corner and I looked at their plate and they had real chicken wings on their plate, like previously living
No,
chicken. And
no.
so
That is
that was
when
when
I
I was
side
just
eye,
like,
because you know
no,
better. There is no
no.
meat. And I'm telling you this as a person that has been this for a long time. I married a vegetarian. We've been married for 18 years. There have been vegetarians all through our family. Our grandmother was a strict vegetarian. There is no fake meat that resembles a real chicken wing. I'm telling y'all
Oh,
that
it
right
had
now.
with real bones, and people will say,
Even
"Oh
before
no,
you
I've
get to
had
the
the chicken
bones, like
wings."
every person knows what real chicken looks
What
like.
real
So
chicken
you
look
can't
like?
even say, "Oh well, I thought this was
No,
veggie chicken." No, you didn't,
no, you
liar,
didn't.
selfish
And after you ate
person.
the first one and you suck the marrow out of the bone, you know for sure that takes a lot of work
It
to make
does.
vegan food.
We're very careful about the research that goes into the restaurants we go to. Like, we have to, because you almost have to be obsessive about it when a person has a food allergy, which
Not
is why,
almost.
no, you are. It's an obsession.
Yeah.
Like, we gotta, which is why when you tell a person that is obsessed about food allergies that you have a food allergy, they then become obsessed about the allergy. So another story is that one of my girlfriends has asthma, and separately she's allergic to bananas.
Mm-hmm.
Legitimately, she is allergic to bananas. Now, knowing that,
Mm-hmm.
she sometimes, now it's very well controlled, but a while ago, she was one of my dancers, stage managers for my production company.
Mm-hmm.
And she would, every once in a while, depending on the conditions of the day, she would have these severe asthma attacks. Now, I knew the tricks to get through the asthma attack, aside from getting her nebulizer, her inhaler, the whole 9 yards. But the
Mm-hmm.
initial part of it, while you're waiting on all that stuff to come in and getting set up, sometimes she would prefer to drink something cold because it would kind of settle. So she's
Okay.
in the middle of this asthma attack. We are like 20 minutes out from curtain. She is in the bathroom of the theater, full blown asthma attack. And
Mm-hmm.
somebody, they were just like, what do we need? What do we need to do? And while one of my other assistants is setting up the nebulizer and stuff in the bathroom, I
Mm-hmm.
said, just get her something cold to drink. So it just so happens that one of my other actors had a smoothie that they had not
Mm-hmm.
drank yet. They had just brought it in. They bring the smoothie in and they're handing it to her. She's grabbing it from them. She flips the top off. And as she is drinking it, all I see is this smoothie is yellow. That's all I see. It's a yellow smoothie.
You
Not
and throw it in the
worse than
trash.
that. No, worse than that. I hit it up. It flips out of her hand. There is an arc of smoothie that goes into the air. It hits the wall. It hits the
Oh.
mirror. She's looking at me, still full blown asthma attack. She looked at me, and my actress who was handing the smoothie was just like, "Danita, it was mangoes." I was like, "Oh my bad."
Oh my
She
god.
was like, "Oh my bad. I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't know. I saw yellow. I
Let
did
me
not
tell
know."
you your reaction.
Because I was like, "You're not about to kill her. Like, how are you going to kill her too while she's in the middle of dying? Like, don't do
Oh
that."
my goodness.
She to this day talks about that whole smoothie
Oh my
asthma attack.
goodness.
Like, to this day, that she will never let me forget that. I mean, because it you could not have animated it better. The cup
Oh
went
my
this way.
goodness.
The smoothie made a perfect rainbow arc over her head and like hitting the counter and like hitting the floor. Like, I wrecked the bathroom over what I thought was a
Uh,
banana smoothie, but I was just like, you were not about to kill her.
oh my
That
goodness.
is
That
my
is
response. When you tell me you're allergic to something, I'm assuming it's going to kill you. And I am going to react accordingly to save your life. Even if you tell me, I'm still going to accommodate you. If you say to me, I
I
don't like the
prefer
smell of,
right.
I don't like the smell of
Mushrooms.
this, or I don't like mushrooms. I'm not going to put mushrooms in it because you don't like it. I'm not one of those people to be like, oh, okay. And then, like crush
You
them
need to
up and
eat
put it
my
in water.
mushrooms. You'll like them. You'll like my mushrooms. I
Like, don't
hate
do that.
that.
I hate potatoes.
I
I
hate
hate
that.
potato salad, and I hate when people do that to me. Like, when you ain't
You
had my
hate
potato
potato
salad,
salad?
girl, yes. But you know what I don't do? I don't tell people I'm allergic to it. I just tell them I don't like potato salad.
Mm.
And then what do they say to me? You haven't had my potato salad. And what do I say? You're right, because I don't like it.
That actually drives me crazy.
So I'm going to accommodate you if you say you don't like it. You know, if you don't like macaroni and cheese, then that's not going to be the main dish in my house. Don't say you're allergic to it.
You can still make it though.
I can, but it's not going to be the only choice.
Right. Macaroni and cheese and salad.
Exactly. Because have you been to those dinners as vegans? Yes. And you're just like, well, I guess I'm just going to eat the salad. And then you realize that the salad has cheese in it. And you're just like, well, I guess I'm going to lick this paper towel.
She has cheese and bacon bits in it. I'm going to go ahead and eat the bread. Oh, the bread is Parmesan. Okay.
But I'm going to make that accommodation. And I just want people to stop telling people you're allergic to stuff that you're not allergic to, because we're going to spiral. If you tell me you're allergic to barbecue sauce, I'm going to assume that you're allergic to tomatoes or the derivative of, so you're not going to get ketchup either. If you tell me you're allergic to cheese, I'm going to assume you're allergic to milk, because so that you're not going to get milk.
But don't do that. Don't assume. Ask them. Just like I'm allergic to penicillin. So then a doc will be like, oh, don't give me amoxicillin. No, I can take it. Just like if I say I'm allergic to milk, but I can eat stuff that has cooked milk. I can drink buttermilk. I can eat bread. Let me enjoy my cooked milk. Let me enjoy my cooked milk.
Don't lie to yourself listen. We talking, you don't see the substances on this? Don't lie to yourself.
Don't lie to yourself and other people don't lie to yourself or other people about your allergies.
Be like I'm fine. I can eat macaroni and cheese even though I'm allergic to cheese and milk. Like, no, you can't, sis. You can't.
No, I can't. I really can't.
Just be vegan with it.
I have, but it's just a matter of, if the charcoal pills can kick in quick enough, because there's going to be an effect regardless. Like it may be delayed.
Don't lie to yourself and others. Just say you don't like it.
Just say you don't.
Say I don't tolerate it well. Just do that, because what you're not gonna do is have me doing a master class with the top chef in the world, because I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna cook for you for dinner. That's what we're not gonna do, because you're gonna owe me that money back, as far as I'm concerned. If you telling me you were vegan and then you sucking the marrow out of the chicken bone of the chicken that you brought from the Kentucky Fried Chicken on the way, because you felt like you needed to bring more.
You're not getting invited no more.
Like, what are you doing? You're not getting invited over. You're not. Just let's not. Because I can cook for anybody. Just be honest.
You can.
Be honest.
You can, and I can order out for anyone.
Our food episodes are so passionate.
They are.
Let's get this water.
Well, I was gonna say, where's your?
I got water. I'm trying to drink more water. That's my goal for.
Let me see your water. How far have you gotten?
This is a new bottle.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
A new bottle for today?
Don't judge when the bottle was got. Just appreciate that the bottle is here. That's another thing to something.
I can't. I'm done with you. I'm done.
Bye, girl.
Bye, girl.